Hey, how's it going? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Actually, before we get too carried away, I'm just going to close this door, because otherwise you're not going to hear a fucking thing out of me. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So, heading off to the US again pretty soon and kind of doing some cleaning up and sorting out a whole bunch of stuff. It's long overdue. It's been a while since I've tidied up and got rid of a bunch of stuff. So, in the process of doing that, and shit, what am I doing? Let's fix this. There we go. Okay, can actually see now. Right, so cleaning up a whole bunch of stuff. Came past these old journals. I used to stick loads of like inspirational stuff on the front and all sorts of weird and wonderful things, right? And I was kind of just paging through it, and it's interesting how quick you become ungrateful, or how quick you forget how far you've actually come, or what you used to be super stoked about previously versus now you're thinking like, fuck this, man. So in 2012, I think, was my first year that I came back to the UK. I was studying and stuff and working part-time, and in my diary, the first month that I started working, I earned like £350 or something. And like, I used to write every day, right? I would just journal my day like I kind of do now, but way more detail. Like I literally every day just like got stuck into it, and I was so fucking stoked and so pumped about earning 350 quid in a month. About 2 months ago or so, I was in one of my raging fucking fits just before I went to the US and kind of had my ass kicked and realized that my mindset wasn't quite right, and I was basically just being a dick. But about 2, maybe 3 months ago, I was sort of kicking off about something, and I was like, I wouldn't even get out of bed for £400 a day. What the fuck? And I was like going mad. And I can only imagine now, anyone that could overhear me was probably thinking, this guy is a fucking tool. Really, like, what a dick. And I wouldn't blame them, to be honest, because I'm looking now back at 2012, which is what, 8 years ago. So it's not a hell of a long time, yet I was fucking stoked about making £350 in a month. Then I've got a stack of sort of contracts and stuff there that I'm shredding. My shredder is overheated again for about the 6th time, and if I show you how much shredding I've done, this box is, I mean, it comes up to what, just shy of my waist, and it's nearly full. So I've just been shredding loads of old paperwork, loads of old stuff, and yeah, my shredder's overheated. But anyway, that's not the story. The story is, I came across my first contract like a little bit ago, and it was £75 a day. And I remember when I landed that contract, I was like, fucking hell, I've made it. Like, I am a baller now. 75 quid a day. And super pumped and super stoked again, and super grateful that I was earning that kind of money. And then there was another contract where it was 150 a day, so I basically doubled my day rate. And again, fuck dude, I was like doing backflips. At that point, I was like, shit, like life doesn't get any better than this. You've made it. You are now a top dog kind of thing. And I remember being super stoked until I found out that the agency that I was working for was charging me out at nearly 400 or 500 quid a day and paying me 150. And then all of a sudden I was like pissed off. But it's weird how literally a week before that I was super stoked about the fact that I was earning that kind of money. Then you find out that the agency's taking a huge wedge of your money, and you're kind of pissed off, unhappy about the whole situation. And that kind of got me to thinking a little bit about how often I actually do this in other things, where like you have moments where you're super pumped about something, and then all of a sudden it just becomes normal, and it becomes day to day, it becomes expected. And then from that point, you're kind of like, you start becoming numb to it almost, and you start becoming like, this is the new norm, and then you're less grateful for that opportunity, that situation, that whatever. It's the same as like, I don't know how many of you have ever driven a supercar or stayed in a super nice house, right? The first time you get in the car, you feel like top dog, or the first time you walk into that house, you're like, fuck yeah, I've made it. This is the shit. This is what life is like now. But a week, maybe 2 weeks later, it's just a car, it's just a house. And then you're looking across the road at your neighbor, and you're like, fuck, I want that house, or I want that car, or I want this, or I want that. And it's super easy, super quick to forget how far you've come. I mean, in 8 years, I've gone from £350 a month to what I'm earning now. And like, even now, I'm like, I'm underpaid, and I'm pissed off. Whereas 8 years ago, if you had said to me, yo Byron, you know what, in 8 years time you're going to earn X amount of money, I would have been like, get fucked. That, like, who earns that kind of money? How is that even possible? And it's just, you quickly forget how far you've come, how much you've overcome, and how much work you've put in to get to where it is that you are now. So, long story short, this little trip down memory lane has actually been pretty good for me, because it's just made me realize just how far I've come. And sort of, I mean, 2012, 2013, it's not that long ago, feels like it was just yesterday, but yeah man, like, it's kind of just, it's almost humbling, where you think about, oh okay, yeah, I've come this far and I've actually achieved this much. And when you start trying to comprehend the exponential growth that you've had, you think, fuck me, that's pretty obscene. Going from sort of, I mean, like, now I couldn't even live on 350 quid a month, a week. Actually, I couldn't live on it a week. Yet then, I was able to make 350 work for an entire month. Like, how the fuck? Obviously, I was still living with my parents and stuff, and there was that. And then it got to the point where I was actually living in an office, so I was pretending to work late so I could sleep in the office. And then they kind of cottoned on, and they were like, you can just stay in the office if you want. So I was like, thank you. But yeah, like, it's just weird how quickly you forget, and how you think to yourself, oh, this is the norm, this is what happens now. And then you almost switch off to it. You become numb to the fact that you've put in this much work, that this is actually what a lot of people would dream of. And this, like, now, if I look back 8 years, where I am now is what I would have dreamed of at the time. I would have been like, do you know what, I really want to live in a really nice place in London. I want to own a nice car, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And most of the stuff that I wanted, like in the back of one of these journals, I had like a to-do list slash like a dreams and goals kind of thing. And it was like, by the age of 30, I want to be in the following position. And it was like earning 6 figures, and a whole bunch of other shit. I wanted to have driven a whole bunch of different cars. I wanted to have visited the US. I wanted to do a whole bunch of shit, right? And like, when you look at it now, you're like, holy shit, I've done most of that. And I completely forgot that those were things that I wanted to achieve and that I wanted to do. It was just kind of like, at the time it was important, so you write it down, and then you just get to work. And then, fuck, 8 years later, you look at it and you go, damn, I've come quite a long way. I've done quite a lot. I actually have a lot to be grateful for and thankful for and humbled by, yet I'm still, like, up until probably 2 or 3 weeks ago when I came back from the US now, actually, 2 weeks ago, I was like pissed off. Not pissed off at the world or anything like that, but just pissed off at the fact that I wasn't moving fast enough, not achieving what I wanted to achieve fast enough and stuff like that. Whereas now, when you kind of look at it and you go, shit dude, 8 years ago you were stoked and happy about the fact that you made £350 in a month. Fuck, you've come a long way. But anyway, so that's today's video. It's just, be a little more grateful, be a little bit more happy with the progress that you're making, with where you are in life. Like, chances are there's a hell of a lot of people out there who would fucking bite your arm off for the opportunity to live the life that you live and to be in your shoes. So just be a little bit more grateful for it, be a little bit more thankful, and just enjoy it more, man. Like, I wasn't enjoying things for a long time, and now I have a little bit more of a different outlook on life and a little bit more gratitude, and I'm a lot more humbled about things, and I guess I have a lot less entitlement. Like, I felt entitled by the fact that, oh, like, who the fuck would dare to offer me £400 a day? Like, get fucked, Byron, get out of your own way. There's a lot of people that would fucking murder people for £400 a day, let alone like just do a fucking project manager role at a bank or an operations role at a bank. Like, come on, dude, get a little bit of perspective, get a little bit more grateful. So that's today's video. It's always good to see you all, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Bottom link, Instagram, etc. Hit the follow button if you wouldn't mind, that'll be cool too. And yeah, it was awesome seeing you, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Cheers for now.